Hi everyone, it's Cindy and I have a project share tutorial for you. I made these starting with some items by Beebeecrafts. I added other stuff from my stash and I made these ATC cards. Just cute little... I was into my Tim Holtz stash, you can tell, I'm sure, if you know anything about Tim Holtz. All these little... the photo booth and the paper dolls and various word bits, and then I was into my ephemera book that I made a few weeks ago and pulled out some other bits and pieces and used some stamps from Beebeecrafts as well as stencils from Beebeecrafts. So this is a Beebeecraft tutorial, and let me get started showing you what I did and how I did it. So first of all, I chose a couple of stencils out of the pack of 10 that I got and showed you a couple of weeks ago. And I just put one on a sheet of a 6x6 piece of watercolor paper, like this, and I fastened it with some purple tape. Then I used 3 colors of oxide ink, and I have fossilized amber, wild honey, and spiced marmalade. I started with the fossilized amber in the middle, and I just, make sure first of all I'm in frame, just sort of gave the middle a good hard dose of fossilized amber. And, you know, not exact at all, it's not a perfect circle, it doesn't have to be. Get that out of my way. And then I went to wild honey, and for the record, I don't have daubers for every color, I only have 3. I just switch them out. I keep my little pads on a Velcro dot on the bottom of my ink pads. And so, yeah. So you get the idea. That's what I did with that. And then I finished it off with spiced marmalade, but we don't need to do that. This is what it looked like when it's finished. And I take the stencil off. This is the finished product. And then I took another stencil and attached it with purple tape. And I used this Deco Art Media modeling paste, and I applied it as thinly as possible through the stencil, let it dry, and I got this. So, yeah, and I don't know how much that shows. The cool thing with this one, more so than the other, the first batch I did, obviously I used blues and green. And of course they have sprays on them, which I'll show you in a minute. But you can see here especially that yellowish color got into the modeling paste as I worked it through the stencil, which I think is kind of cool. It was unexpected because it didn't do that with the other colors. I don't know why. But yeah, that's where we are now. Took that, and then I put this in a little safe place. I actually used my messy mat and folded it up around it and hit it with some Tattered Angels in, what do they call this stuff? I think it's antique gold, maybe. No, gilded gold. And Sabrina sent me these. She picked them up for me at the Hobby Lobby sale because we don't have a Hobby Lobby. And then some Dilutions Shimmer Spray in Pure Sunshine. And the darker color is the Pure Sunshine. The the Gilded Gold doesn't have a strong color, but it certainly has, if you look up here in the white parts, it has a lot of glimmer. So, yeah, I like the result. I think, you know, you get a definite impression of depth, and that's definitely what I was going for. The other thing you get, because I forgot, I wanted to hit these with some water before, because I used this Dress Oxide inks before I put the texture paste on, and I was in a hurry to set up, and I didn't do that. But when those wet texture sprays hit it, you can see where it oxidized. So you have all kinds of variations of color there, and I love that. So then the last part is I've got my trimmer, and I cut them to 2.5 by 3.5, which is ATC size. So I just did this little number. And actually, I had not cut my paper down the last time from, I had just cut a 9 by 12 sheet of watercolor paper in half. And for my watercolor paper, let me point out that I just used this Strathmore student grade watercolor paper. They have these at AC Moore. It's called Skills, Paper for Practice. And about 2 or 3 times a year, AC Moore has these for $5, 30 sheets. It's a nice weight for doing stuff too. And so I like to use that when I'm, putting lots of stuff on my paper. And so, yeah, 2.5 by 3.5. And then we'll have these odd little bits we can do something else with. It'll be good for collage or whatever. And as you see, I've got several of these in process, so I'm going to make a lot of colors. Yeah, I think I'll do that like that. And then I just rounded the corners with my paper rounder, my corner rounder, which I'm not going to do on this batch, I think. I'm going to leave these square. A little skinny bookmark. And then I just started, I got my stash of Tim Holtz ephemera. I keep it all in this little suitcasey thing that my sister got me several years ago. Excuse me, I've got to reposition my light. It's driving me nuts. There we go. I hope it doesn't mess things up too much. I have the diffuser on it. That's what you hear rattling. And I pulled out some paper dolls, and I pulled out some of the photo booth pictures, and various other bits of these word stickers. And just went at it, and that's where I came up with, these designs. I started first by going through the paper dolls and the photo booth pictures, and just picked out the ones that sort of hit me. I love this. I picked out the little girl that's holding a flag, and I used the stamp from Beebeecrafts that says peace and love. Love that, with the American flag, especially in these times. And just used some stickers. This is one of those stickers from Bella's Bits and Buys. This is a little bit of ephemera from that book that I cut up a few weeks ago that I cut out all those pictures from. So yeah, there's lots of little bits there. Obviously, there's lots of depth and texture, and I'm really liking how that turned out. This one, these 2 little children just really caught my heart. They're so cute. And I found one of the stickers in this pack from Tim Holtz, which is, they call these cooking stickers, and it says challenge the world. And I just thought that was a very apropos, I think, for a couple of kids growing up black in this country, probably in the 30s or 40s. And I just put a little bit of leftover twine. It's a piece I cut off when I made a book. Just hit it with some distress inks and put it back there just for some texture. And I like how that one turned out too. This one is, oh my gosh, could you not love that little boy more? He is just so cute. He looks miserable sitting there in that photo booth, and yeah, he looks like a tough little kid. Or as my mom would have said, a tough little kid. And so I just put the words embrace adventure, put an airplane, a camera, and a bicycle on there again using the Beebeecrafts stamps. And that's that one. And this one I sort of got goofy on. I know. I don't know. This little kid is one of my favorites. I've used that one over and over. I'm glad they put several in a package in different sizes of the paper dolls. This is one of the dogs that I cut out from that pack of that book that I cut up. And I put the 2 of them together, didn't know what to say. I had put the little crown on the little boy just because. And so then I found words that say, where's a crown? And I added a true friend wears a crown because I was thinking about my nephew. He was here a few weeks ago with his family. And he has a dog, a 1-year-old Wisla, which is a Hungarian bird dog. Beautiful thing. Her name's Ginger. He's only had her for a few months, maybe 3 or 4 months. But she follows him with her eyes no matter where he goes. He'll tell her to stay when he walks away. So she doesn't follow him to the car or whatever. And she just follows him, and you can tell that he is the most important person in the world to Ginger. And so, yeah, I think a true friend to a dog wears a crown as far as they're concerned. And I used, believe it or not, those little gold leaves that I got a couple of weeks ago from Beebeecrafts to make the crown, just because they were handy. I had my Beebeecraft stuff all together, and there they were, so that's what I used to make my crown instead of digging out some gold paper. So, that's what you got. If you have any questions, please leave them below. Otherwise, I'm going to move on to the next project and clean this one up. Thank you so much. Please like, subscribe, comment, and come back.